Hey dumplings, Dave this side, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about a close relationship that Taehyung has with this boy who is also an army, a 9-year-old boy. This is probably one of the youngest armies that exist out there and such a cute one. There was this secret letter that was written and I do think you'll tear up after hearing about it. So we are going to get into that. There is also Jungkook among some of the other members. People saying they might have leaked their new choreography. This is of course for their upcoming album and single, which is coming out at the end of the month by the way, so definitely mark your calendars. I'm excited and ready to jump into the tea here today. So if you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime a new video drops. And if he's a hater, like to be the first to leave a hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now, let's go. Now the first thing I want to get into is something so heartwarming and soft. You will be soft. And it'll just literally make your entire heart just melt. Like if you don't enjoy melting hearts, then that is okay. This is not for you. But however, I do enjoy these little moments where my cold frozen heart gets to warm up just a little bit. So this story was revealed not too long ago. It happened quite a bit ago, but it just came to surface recently. The actual event seemed to have happened back in 2018. And then there was an article recently written by Naver, which is the article on a news site that I don't often look at, but this one particular article was very interesting to me. I had it translated from Korean to English, so I do get some of the small details wrong. That is why, and I'm sorry about that. But overall, I'm going to assume that the general story is going to be the same. V was kind of going through fan mail, I guess. I personally don't know if you can send BTS fan mail. If so, where can I do that? Or if this particular fan mail was just given to BTS at a BTS fan meet. If we can honestly send fan mail to BTS, is it just to the big hit headquarters? Like how does one send? But V is nice and actually sits there and reads the fan mail. I mean, he doesn't have to do that. And if this was in 2018, he of course was no doubt extremely busy during this time. He pulled up the fan mail that was apparently written by this 9-year-old boy. And basically the letter said something along this line. I don't have friends. If people are staring, I can't speak. When I go to school, I play alone in the halls and go to the classroom. My mom introduced my brothers to listen to songs, listen to Run Bulletproof and dance. I have a friend too. Thank you for being my friend. I am sick, so I'll write it later. I can 100% relate to this. This was a large amount of my elementary school experience. And it is so nice to hear that Taehyung took a moment to acknowledge this boy. And then of course make this boy's life. Making music, which is something that Taehyung obviously does very well. It's amazing that something like that can touch a boy's life so much. At the end of the day, I personally would have wished that I had something like BTS when I was in elementary school or middle school. I would probably sneak my phone in and just listen to some music and just sit there by myself. If I had Taehyung in my ears, I don't need no friends to talk to. I wouldn't care if I had friends. I got my boy Taehyung. I personally love that this boy was able to find strength in BTS and of course relate to Taehyung so much. I think all of them are no stranger to feeling alone and sad at times. This is such a wonderful thing. I think we have social media, we're able to connect in this way. We thank the wonderful mom for introducing BTS music to her lovely children, because now the mother and the son can both bond over BTS music. But not only has Taehyung helped out this boy, Taehyung obviously took the time to write a letter back. It is so cool for Taehyung to be so touched by this letter, by this sentiment, by the thing that was said, that he felt the need to actually respond back and really let the boy know that he received the letter and is very happy. Taehyung actually did respond back to say that he has a connection with this boy and that now they are friends. Now when the mother did come out to meet Taehyung, she actually said that the son received the letter and was so happy to get the letter. Her exact words were apparently, my son said that Taehyung said that he was a friend, so he jumped and cried. I'm so grateful for Taehyung. Probably gonna cry. Like I will actually tear up if I keep reading about this. This is such an unbelievably beautiful story. I can't believe this is a story that is real. It's so touching and amazing to see how one person, like literally any of the people in BTS, to be able to touch someone's life so much. Music and art, all of that is really an escape for people, so that's really cool. Now there was this letter floating around. I'm assuming it's not the original letter from the 9-year-old boy, just because the handwriting seems a lot more mature. Or maybe this 9-year-old just has really great handwriting, and maybe when I was 9, I was just trash. But I assume this was either the mother's letter to Taehyung. If you can read Korean, please let me know who wrote it and who signed it. I love that Tata is kind of drawn there on the side. It's very cute. I love Tata, and Tata has come a long way. He is very famous now. I want to see what one person was saying over on the Tweetster, what their thoughts was about this. I'm over here dying and I know I can't be the only one that feels this way. One person wrote, no, please, my heart is melting. I know, same, I warned you, okay? You can't just hear this story and then just not fall in love with Taehyung. Like, he is so sweet for taking this time, his sweet time, and acknowledging this little boy. And this little boy was probably happy for weeks or months to know that Taehyung is a friend. He don't need those playground playground friends, those peasants, he got a king as his friend. Obviously, as someone who probably doesn't have that many friends, this means a lot. I know for someone like me who grew up with barely anyone to talk to during recess, something like this would have obviously meant the world to me. I mean, my life is a lot better now. I can obviously sit here and talk to you guys. This obviously makes me happy to be able to share what I have to say with you, but I didn't really do YouTube back in elementary school or middle school. Anyway, this person here probably had the most accurate response to what was going on. They said, "I just woke up and I'm already crying. And yeah, I'm just gonna go back into my blanket, curl up in a ball, and just be that. I'll be okay, don't worry about me. No, seriously, I'm okay." This is one lucky boy. I hope one day he can look back with these memories with fondness. I mean, he's not gonna look back with not fondness. I hope Taehyung is doing well nowadays, and I hope he continues to do amazing things and interacts with armies in these amazing ways that make their life. People also assume that recently Taehyung might have leaked one of their new choreography. And not just him, but also Jungkook and Jimin. Now, I'm personally not sure about this, but I definitely wanted to kind of jump in and kind of talk about it with you guys, because there's a bunch of theories kind of floating around, and I want to talk about which one I believe is probably the most accurate. I think we're all on the edge of our seats, kind of just waiting for what the new album is going to be, what the new single is going to be. I mean, we do have a name, I think. And we're all just kind of waiting for like a hint towards the new concept. Like, what will it be? We're also excited for August 21st, so mark your calendars down for that. Now, BTS was recently on a kind of Japanese chat. I think this was like a talk show. I'm not 100% sure if this is like a famous talk show in Japan, but this was definitely more like an interview. But after a while in the conversation, you saw Jimin, Jungkook, and V do this very kind of similar gesture. It's like this little movement where they kind of shoot a little finger gun and then dip out. Jungkook was doing it, and then Taehyung was doing it, and then we saw Jimin doing it as well. It was all the rage, everyone was doing it. So of course a lot of people, including myself, jumped to the conclusion that this might be kind of their new choreography, because this was kind of screen grabbed and gifted and then posted everywhere. I wanted to see the people on the Tweetster and what they thought about this. One person wrote, "New single choreography," or overall the conclusion online seems like they may have accidentally leaked kind of their new choreography. But at this point, us armies, we have to be aware that BTS is very smart and very much aware of what they're doing in interviews or public appearances is going to be interpreted by armies either as a spoiler, a single spoiler, or anything like that. So I think that they would be very much aware to not make any movements even remotely similar to the song or to the choreography. But when I saw it, I did think it was choreography, and I just kind of went about my day and didn't think much of it. Thought I got some extra cool and see on what the new choreography was. I was just gonna go about doing that all day. But a lot of armies are extremely smart and privy to this sort of thing. And quickly these armies uncovered the truth, the real tea. So apparently there was this kind of TV show called Infinite Challenges. And I guess it's a TV show that the Maknae line kind of watches very often. Basically the point of this variety show is that they're done a lot of challenges that are near impossible to do. It's really funny because it almost makes fun of kind of variety shows and how hard the challenges are. Now when the host was asked who was the most masculine, he replied by doing this kind of gesture. The same one that Taehyung and Jungkook and Jimin did. Clearly this was something of a joke that the Maknae line had with each other and picked up and thought was funny, so they started doing it. I want to point out really quickly that if you did not notice, Jimin and Taehyung might be having new hair, which is why they're wearing a hat. We know that Taehyung might be having new hair, but to hear or to see or to assume that Jimin might be having new hair, that is interesting. It could be them very much just wearing a hat to wear a hat as like a fashion thing, but I think at this point us armies know that when BTS does something, it's very intentional. And it's very safe to assume that when they decide to wear a hat, they're probably covering their hair. I think we're going to be getting some dope new hairstyles from Taehyung and Jimin. And you know what? Honestly, I'm ready. Give it to me, daddy. Let me know what you think about this, and let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for the comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon. If you want to go over to my Patreon and kind of check that out, anything you contribute over there really helps kind of give back to this channel, help me keep going and all that stuff. So I really do appreciate you going ahead and checking that out. You can also support by watching all my videos to the end, so that also helps as well. But if you do go over to my Patreon, you can get exclusive content over there, such as music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions, all that stuff. You can also recommend things over there and all that jazz. So please make sure you check it out. Link in the top description down below. There's also 2 videos that will appear on the screen at the end of the video, so click on one of those. See you over there. Bye.